Alright, so what I did, I ran 2 relays. One's connected to the power steering bolt. That's just holding the relay in place. Then one with this excess bolt. So they're pretty snug. I ran the red power wire up. I put 2 grommets in these already made holes. The red's going to be direct power. As you see, it's powered. The grounds for the relays are right here. The grounds for the fans are hooked up to the motor. I ran my wires. You can see they're all directed this way. I ran them up. Under this tube, and then around. It's going to go under here, and then get ran up throughout here and clamped somewhere over here, so they stay out of the belts and fan area. I ran see this white wire? That's your switched wire. I kept it white so I can always follow it. I don't like mixed match wires. I'm running 2 relays because I want the fans to spin separately, so you can see I touch it. And only the passenger fan works for that one. And I run my other wire, I touch it, and only the driver fan works. So instead of having low speeds, I just put 2 high speeds, 1 for each fan. That way, if it's a winter day, I could switch it accordingly. And for what I did wiring wise, on the driver's side fan, the red and white and the straight white wire are your 2 powers for low and high. If you connect them, you get high speed all the time. And I ran that to my output. And then for the passenger side, it's black and yellow and blue connected to your blue wire, and your grounds are just the black. I mean, you could test them and see which one works, but the video I watched was completely wrong. They had 2 wires hooked up and it made it below low speed, so I fixed it. As you see, it works. But yeah, I left all my connectors attached, even here. That way, and I also kept the wires underneath attached. I just put some heat shrink on them so they don't touch anything. But that's that. That way, if I ever want to go back to original, I can. But this is just for track events. I can have full control over my fans, have them on the whole track event, and not overheat. You like my little redneck hood prop? It's a mini shovel because I don't have the original prop. That's funny. And I don't want to buy the $40 metal prop because I have a shovel. So yeah, now I'm going to finish tester taping these. I'm probably going to route them underneath here, all throughout there, and out the grommet over there into the cab. So let me figure out that and I'll show you what I do. Alright, here's what I did. I ran the 2 white wires through here, tested taped them, ran it throughout underneath this foam main body harness all the way back. I poked a little hole in there with my little pick tool, ran both wires down under, and as you can see, that goes right into here. There's 1 wire. I just ran the other one, so I got a feel for it. There it is. Run it, tangle it, and there you go. Sorry, my finger's in the way. There you go. Now I got both wires in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it underneath here. I don't want any wires exposed. Throughout here. And I'm going to put my switches right here, because this already pops out. So what better place for some switches than a spot I'm not even using. I can cover it up when I don't want to see it, and then put bam. And I have easy access if I ever need to access the switch. I don't have to take anything apart, just pull it up. So that's what I'm going to run my switches to. I bet if anyone ever tries to steal this car, they're going to look at those and be pressing them and be like, trying to find the kill switch. But that's how I'm going to do it. Don't mind my ugliest interior. I'm not too worried about that right now. But yeah, so now I need to run it through, take this out, figure out the routing. I might need to extend these wires a bit. I don't think they'll reach. That's all right. I got plenty of white wire. All right, so all I'm doing here is I just took out that center piece right here. It just pops up, at least mine does. And of course you find things like this. I don't know, the previous owner did some hood rat shit like me, except my hood rat shit's cleaner. So look, there's not even screws holding that in. Whatever. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drill a hole right here. I made sure there's no wires there. There is wires right here, so we're not drilling right there, we're drilling further out. And then I got a matching grommet. We grommet everything. So yeah, I'm gonna drill that and put my grommet in and run my wires. All right, see, I drilled in my holes, put them in. The parts that say on is your switch part. The positive and negative, that's just for the little LEDs, so you don't need those. I like them. I'm gonna wire them to when they're only on when the fan's on, so I know, at least I know when it's on, because I won't be able to hear it over the exhaust. So that's what I'm gonna do. All I did to drill these in, they're a little big, so I'd use a step bit drill. You're gonna get a little smoke from the suede inside, but it's not a problem. And then see, you can still close it up, never even know it's there. And then when you want to activate it, just flip it up and start it. And I have mine wired to a switched ignition. You could do it directly to battery, you know, let it cool off more after the car is off, but it draws a lot of amps and power, so I don't want to drain the battery. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to wire it in. If you're interested in these switches, there is the SKU and parts just from Amazon. I'll put the link in the description, but you know how Amazon is, sometimes the page will no longer exist, so that's how you look it up. This is a 4-wire connector, 2 green, 1 red, 1 black. 2 green are to the switch, so 1 to the relay and 1 to your power source, switch ignition, 12-volt power. Or if you have it on a grounded relay, then it'd be your relay plus your grounded wire. So I have mine to a 12-volt source. So yeah, let me go ahead and wire this up. I'm gonna do this first, and then I'm gonna hook into that. So let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, we're back in the car. You see the grommets in the hole, and I got 3 wires hooked up. These are the relay wire, switched wires, and this is my 12-volt switched ignition. Now, where I got this 12-volt switched ignition from is I actually ran it into this 12-volt plug, and that is a switched ignition plug. You see my wires ran through. So to take this out, you want to take off that 10mm screw, and this whole bottom part of the dash will pop free, enough for you to reach back there and pull the push clip connector. It is a push clip, so you got to find the push and pull it out, and I'll give you enough slack to drag it to here. I splice into the 12-volt source. Since it is just a switch, it doesn't draw any power, it just needs enough to activate the relay, and that's where the real power comes from. So that's not a problem to me. I'm not worried about that drawing too much power. I don't ever use that thing anyway, but if I did, it'd be fine. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cut these down to size and power it up. So I ended up having to drill holes on top of the cover, sadly. If I did it on the bottom, it was gonna be bottoming out and this whole part would be too hot. I can't open this anymore, but you can see the wires. So when it's on, lights are on, 1 fan, 2 fan, both fans, off, off. And that's how those are wired in. And if I ever want to pull it out, well, I just go up and at them, and that's it. Simple as that.